Greetings, everyone. My name is Julia. Today we will focus on one of the most common questions related to the twin flame journey. Why do twin flames run? This behavior has almost become synonymous with these types of relationships, and many wonder why it happens. Why did this person leave? How could someone, after experiencing such a strong and meaningful connection, suddenly walk away? These are questions familiar to anyone walking the twin flame path. It's especially relevant if you see yourself as the divine feminine energy who often takes on the role of the so-called chaser in the relationship. So, what makes twin flames run? Meeting your twin flame is one of the most profound experiences you will ever have. If you've met your flame, you know this well. It's like looking into another person's eyes and seeing the reflection of your soul with such clarity that it takes your breath away. The depth of emotions stirred by a twin flame is overwhelming because they ignite something powerful within us. Perhaps your flame left you in a figurative sense, as if abandoning you at the altar. Even if there was no actual wedding, this connection goes far beyond traditional ideas of marriage. It touches the spiritual and the very core of your soul. Has your twin flame left? How did you feel in that moment? Do you see yourself more as the runner or the chaser? But remember, these are just labels. They simplify much more complex processes. Which side do you identify with more? If you consider yourself the chaser, it means you perceive your twin flame as the runner. And I say perceive, because in reality, things are much more intricate. At first glance, and to those around you, it may seem that your twin flame is running away from you, but that's only part of the story. In truth, they are not running from the connection itself, but from what this connection awakens within them. Meeting your twin flame disrupts your world in the best sense of the word. This is not just a random encounter. Long before you were born, you and your twin flame made a spiritual agreement. You planned when, where, and how you would meet, and even created clues to help each other recognize, despite the spiritual amnesia we all experience when entering this world. And when you met, you knew each other. It felt familiar. But you also knew that this meeting would change everything, and that is both exciting and terrifying. For many, meeting their twin flame is the first brush with eternity in this lifetime. You may have grown up in a particular religious system or belief, or been an atheist, believing that this life is all there is. Perhaps you thought there was nothing before birth and nothing after death. But then you met your twin flame, and something inside you awakened. It's as if they touched a part of you that has always existed, a part you didn't even know about. It was familiar, yet inexplicable. This meeting likely made you rethink everything you thought about life, and that's important because to understand why your twin flame ran, you must first understand what this connection has triggered within you. People often misunderstand the twin flame dynamic, thinking one person runs while the other chases. But in reality, both are running and chasing simultaneously. Your twin flame reflects the parts of you that need healing, and what they are going through mirrors what is happening inside you. A twin flame connection is the perfect reflection. When you meet your twin flame, you likely experience those deep, life-altering sensations. And rest assured, your twin flame has felt them too. The difference lies in the roles. If you feel like the chaser, it's likely that at that time you were spiritually more advanced, even if it didn't seem obvious. It's not about being higher or lower, rather you were at different stages of spiritual awareness, going through different parts of your life path. So even if you saw yourself as someone without spiritual inclinations, or held firm traditional religious beliefs, something within your soul was already prepared for this encounter, and that readiness exceeded that of your twin flame. There was something within you that had evolved further. Perhaps an event in your past, whether dramatic or subtle, led to some internal growth. It could have been a dark night of the soul or another turning point that changed you in ways that only became clear later. By the time you crossed paths with your twin flame, you were simply more prepared for this deep connection. This doesn't mean you were fully ready, of course. Your twin flame, after all, reflects everything within you that still needs healing. If you were completely healed and perfectly attuned to this connection, your twin flame wouldn't have run. This process of separation, healing, and reconnection is the path toward ultimate union with your twin flame. Nevertheless, you are a step ahead in your growth, and it's important to acknowledge that. Now imagine yourself in your twin flame's shoes. Picture them living their life, not really thinking about spiritual matters or inner changes. They haven't yet faced significant soul-stirring experiences or awakenings. And then you enter their life, and everything shifts. They begin to dream about you, encounter your name in unexpected places, and feel a sense of familiarity, as if they know you from another time, another place. But along with that comes an overwhelming flood of emotions, love, and intense feelings that seem to come out of nowhere for someone who, in their mind, is nearly a stranger. Try to imagine how unsettling that could be for someone who wasn't spiritually prepared. After meeting you, their life seems to fall apart before their eyes. What appears to be a breakdown is actually a clearing away of everything that no longer serves the higher good. But from their perspective, it looks like chaos. They meet you, see these strange signs, and their world begins to crumble. Naturally, they want to run, to return to what's familiar. Over time, they'll understand the depth of your connection and return, as long as you keep working on yourself and healing. But at this stage, they see their world falling apart and are just trying to pick up the pieces. Who can blame them? This spiritual awakening that begins with the meeting of a twin flame is not easy. It's profoundly emotional. And for those carrying divine masculine energy, often the runners, the burden is even heavier. They experience emotions like pain, guilt, and fear, but also judgment placed on them by society or by themselves. Society tells them to be strong, unwavering, to suppress their emotions, and to lead without hesitation. But when they meet their twin flame, this flood of emotions becomes uncontrollable. Usually they can hide or suppress these feelings, but when it comes to this connection, they simply cannot. They try to mask it, maintain the facade, but over time, they realize resistance is futile. With time, they will grow. They just need space, patience, compassion, and unconditional love. They're shedding not only the pain of this life, but also a lifetime of societal expectations, trauma, and beliefs about what it means to be a man. Rest assured they will handle it. They must, because this is your shared destiny. You and your twin flame, guided by your higher selves, orchestrated this meeting long before it happened. Both of you knew this period of separation would come, that they would be scared of the intensity of the connection and temporarily run away. But your higher selves also knew something else, that this separation wouldn't last forever. You were always meant to reunite, to create something amazing together. You're destined to build a life and fulfill a higher purpose in this world, hand in hand with your twin flame. Here is the translation of the text into English. If you are feeling down right now, don't lose hope. Pause, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to synchronize with the flow of your life and the connection you share. Let trust become your focus. Remember the key point. Just as you feel pain during this time, so does your twin flame. They miss you and are going through their own emotions just like you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it resonated with your heart and brought you peace on your twin flame journey. See you soon in a new video. This has been me, Julia.